Hi, my name is Shivangi Lahoty, aka your Designerdidi. I am the founder of Designershala, an online design school and an online design academy. I'm a design educator, a design mentor, design coach, design influencer, you name everything design, and I'm all of it. Well, maybe not all of it, but quite a lot of it. But tell me something. Would you have connected with me the way that you did if I was not that small town girl from the upper hills of Assam? Would you have really believed in me if I was not my 100% true self on the internet, talking about the hardships of pursuing a career in design, fighting with your parents, and then finally getting there? Would you have connected with me if I was not sharing every aspect of my journey? For me, I come from all of these states that I just spoke about. Born in Baroda, 15 years in Nazara, Assam, graduation in Mumbai and New York, a couple of years in Kolkata, first business in Ahmedabad, but you get the gist. Pretty much been all over, right? And that is what makes me unique. My story. And that is what makes you unique. Your narrative of where you come from, where you belong from. My journey with design education started in 2017 when I decided to sit in my rental apartment, use a phone for a camera and a couple of books as a tripod, with of course my mom ever so slightly snoring in the background, taking her afternoon nap. That is when the first video ever went up on my channel, talking about how I got into NIFT and how this journey for me began as a designer. Little did I know that that same channel would become India's first ever design education channel and get incubated by YouTube India itself. Little did I know that I would end up meeting hundreds of thousands of you over the next 8 years. A couple of you probably are in the auditorium as well. Can I see a raise of hands from my sunflowers who've seen the videos before? Warms my heart. And this journey wouldn't have started if I had not taken that plunge and owned my story. And today, I am here to share with you three secret ingredients that I feel are the absolute secret sauce for success in life. A lot of your faculties and mentors might not really like where I'm going with this in the beginning, but they'll end up liking me by the end of it. So please stick around till the end. Owning your story, which is my first part of the main secret sauce and the secret ingredient. I'm a Marwari girl raised in northeastern rural India. Obviously, I was raised in a family where our values, culture, puja part, all of that was very aligned. I grew up in a space where my mom would wear these starched cotton saris and just a hint of pearl strings around her neck. And the extra fabric that would come out from her blouse pieces would be used as scrunchies. That's how I learned the art of styling, even when you don't have a lot. Coming from a middle class family, this for me was fashion. Even today, by the way, my mom is quite the fashion diva and she remains to be my inspiration. When I started my first business, my clothing brand, at the near age of 22, all of these travels that I spoke to you about, all of these experiences of living in different parts of the world, it influenced my brand. I ended up creating collections after collections inspired from all of these travel anecdotes and nostalgia. My mom, of course, being my muse as always. I'm my biggest cheerleader. When you look, you really find that the greatest of the creators and the greatest of minds are actually looking within and then looking outward when we design. Whether it is Sabyasachi Mukherjee, who's taking inspiration from nostalgia and diving into his past to bring forth this beautiful, exorbitantly amazing outburst of colors with his bridal wear, or whether it is Vincent Van Gogh, who's taking his experiences from his life journey, his brother, things that he saw around himself. And that is the power of owning your story. When you own your narrative and you own your story, that is what makes you unique. Just like a snowflake, no? And that's the whole point. As a design center, I see design students taking inspiration from Rome, Paris, Italy. अगर पूछने जाओ, they have never been there. But they have been to Rajasthan. They're living in Jodhpur. They come from Uttar Pradesh. They come from Chittorgarh. And that is why the true crux of your story is. That is what will make you unique as a design student and as a designer. And as a creator, when you actually start taking inspiration from your story within, that will be something that will change the way you look at design and the way the world looks at you. Because that is going to be a standout story. Everybody takes inspiration from sunsets and Tira Kalo. Everyone has. You can raise your hand if you have. I'm not going to judge. But the truth is that why not take inspiration from the Rajasthani miniature art, from the Deccan art? Why not take inspiration from Charmin Roy? Why not take inspiration from things that are right here? Inspiration that's right here. Our culture is so rich, and things that we've grown up with are so rich that if you just look within, you will come up with the most amazing ideas. My second secret ingredient to success is being a rebel. Now is when we hear the faculties thinking and straightening up in their seats. Is she asking them to be a rebel already? Oh my god, aren't they enough difficult to deal with? I see a few smiles. Guess what? Rebellion isn't about defiance. It's about standing up for what is right. And rebellion without a cause just means you're a troublemaker. And that's not what we want. I want you to rebel when it comes to disrupting how design is being perceived. Why can't paper mache be used for home decor and lamps? Why can't we use zippers to make complete garments out of it? Does it really have to be just a fastener? That is rebelling. That is challenging the status quo. Questioning why is something done a certain way. That is where you start thinking out of the box. That is where you start innovating. And trust me, when you rebel with a cause, of course, you leave no stone unturned to make sure that you see it through. Because every time that you challenge yourself to get out there, to try something new, to do something that hasn't been done before, you disrupt a little bit of the industry and you create space for something new. I was a designer grad who got multiple accolades and awards when she graduated. Top of the batch, 4 awards, won all these international awards right after I graduated, and then landed a dream job with one of the dream designers in the country, Town Lele. Right? 6 months of it, I decided I want to sit in front of a camera and talk. You can imagine the reaction from my relatives. Everybody kept saying, "Isko Bombay bhej diya, you to bigger day. She is going to become an actress." I don't blame them. YouTube was equivalent to acting back then. कोई रोल नहीं दे रहा तो हम क्या करेंगे? We ourselves become directors and producers and stand in front of the camera and talk. But imagine if I had not done that. Imagine if I'd let those outwardly voices seep into my thought process and let them dictate my life. Would I really have been your Designerdidi? Would I be standing here on this platform? Would I be talking to all of you here, addressing all your beautiful faces? And would I have created that small impact that I always dreamt of to create? No. And that is where rebellion comes in. Rebelling for a cause is great. In a way, it is liberating because it allows you to break free of the shackles that society has created and the norms that society has created for you to follow. ये ऐसे ही करना है. I am a Maharani girl who married at 30 to the guy she loves. Oh! I mean, at 30 तो 2-3 बच्चे हो जाते हैं. At least in my community. That is rebellion with a cause. Not that I've been so very happy about it, but the point is, at the end of the day, what truly matters is that you do things that make you happy and you question society at large and even yourself and you feel you're getting too comfortable. Because to be really honest, For a lot of us, following the rules is the easy way out. For a lot of us, breaking the rules is the easy way out. You have to choose which person do you want to be. A third secret ingredient, and this is one for the books. Never fearing to fail. If I could literally write the number of times I have failed in my life, it would be twice the size of my LinkedIn page right now. And I'm being honest. I have stood in exhibitions in the scorching heat of Mumbai, literally for 3 days, with not even breaking even on my rent. I have sold fabrics on the internet to recover losses worth 20 lakhs just before the pandemic because I invested in an experiential studio and COVID is things that, let's give the girl every time. And that's okay. If those failures would not have happened, I wouldn't be here doing what I am doing. Every failure that you go through is a failed experiment. And please, if you can, reiterate this and get this in your heads. That failure doesn't define you as a person. It is just an experiment that has failed. It doesn't define you and what you do with your career. Scientists fail all the time. Do they give up after every failed experiment? Sometimes they spend their entire lives solving a crisis, solving a problem, and then they die without finding a resolution for it, without finding the options to sort of a solution for it. Does that mean they failed? No. Failing is okay. And the sooner you adapt and adopt this mindset, the better it is going to be for you. And every time that you get that redo in your classes, which I'm sure you're all very familiar with, you should know that it's for your own good. Each one of those redos, actually consider it a redirection. To think harder, to think more, to think out of the box, and to see if there's something better that can be done with that same concept. Your failures are basically stepping stones that you're stacking up. Each failure is nudging you in the right direction. God forbid, if the pandemic hadn't happened and you guys hadn't asked me to start teaching online, I would have never been doing what I'm doing today. And I would have never found my ikigai, my purpose for life, and all of you beautiful sunflowers. So, own your journey. Be a rebel. I fail forward often. That's what will make you succeed in life. That's it. Thank you so much.